What's up, YouTube? ¿Qué lo que? My name is Christian Ramos, and I'm the one, the only, the curl papi. Listen, it has been some time since I have said that line because I have not uploaded a video in a while, but let me explain. Don't be mad at me. I am your friend. We friends. Okay? So at the beginning of the year, for some of y'all know that my sister gave birth in Atlanta, so me and my mom decided to move out there for a few months and help out my sister because number one, she has a 4-year-old toddler, which she's 4 going on 40. She's the cutest thing, but she's a handful. And then not only that, but my sister also had a C-section, so her mobility was going to be very limited with a toddler and a newborn. So me and my mom just packed our bags, went to Atlanta, and we stood there for a few. And a couple of other things happened too, I went to Curl Fest, saw Beyonce in concert, the Renaissance tour, but more importantly, I decided to launch a brand. As you guys can see in the back of me, my background looks a little different because this is actually my product that I am going to be launching on September 8th. And it takes a lot to create a brand. So I want to take you on a journey from the beginning up until this point. And hopefully, you guys get a little gist of all of the stress I have been under and why I haven't uploaded a video in quite some time. For those who have been watching my videos for quite some time, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for staying loyal and with me on this journey, But for those who have been watching my videos for quite some time, I posted a video a while back about my sister losing all of her hair because she went to the doctor and they told her that she had alopecia, but it was really, 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 really bad. It was severe and excessive to the point where it was giving her depression, and she had a big old bald spot right in the middle of her head. And it was on me and my mom, because if you also been watching my videos for a while, I always talk about my mama. My mama has been a beautician for over 40 years, but it was on me and her being a YouTube reviewer of products and different gimmicks to find a solution to my sister's hair loss, and none of our tips and tricks were working. Literally, none of our tips and tricks were working, up until the point that I was really digging deep on the research of alopecia and what other people that were documenting their journey about alopecia were posting online, and we landed on clove water. You can click on this video at a later time, but just reference this video for the basis of the creation of my brand. So I put my sister to the test, and she was patient zero. She was the guinea pig to see if clove water really was gonna help her solve her hair loss. And after some time of using clove water, it did indeed help her grow her hair. But one thing that she was always saying to me, yo, this clove water is bomb, but it's also drying out my hair severely. So she took it upon herself to actually incorporate hair oil into the mixture of clove water. And that was kind of like the birth of an idea of making a product, because while I was in Atlanta, my sister was the one that put it into my head like, yo, you need to bottle this up and you need to help other people on their hair growth free journey. And I was thinking to myself, like, eventually I'm gonna put out a brand. Like, it's always been in the back of my head that I want to release something, but I didn't know in what capacity or how I was gonna do it. And for me, I was like, you know what? I don't want to boil cloves, bottle it up, and sell it to people. Like, here, give me all your money for some tea, because basically clove water is like clove tea, because you're boiling the cloves, leaving it in the water, and then you're spraying it on your head. I was like, no, I'm not gonna be charging people $1,000. I'm not gonna charge $1,000, but I wasn't gonna charge people $1,000 for clove tea. Like, that's not the reality. Like, I wasn't gonna do that, And then I had an aha moment where it was like, okay, hold on. You're already incorporating a hair oil into the clove water, so why not do it in reverse? Have a hair oil that is infused with cloves. And that was literally the boom, 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 the light in the bulb that was like, okay, I think we have something here. But now we have to put it to the test. There were two things that were really important to me before I put my name on something and presented it to the world. And number one is that the product actually works. and whatever I say it's gonna do is doing it, and that it's an amazing product, right? Because there's so much competition within hair care brands, especially with hair oils. So I needed to make sure that the product was amazing and that the presentation was amazing, because for someone like me who reviews products on YouTube, for me, a lot of the experience has to do with packaging. Like, you feel so much more special when you have special packaging, and then the product is also amazing. And listen, I always had a love-hate relationship with hair oil, because I always felt like hair oil would weigh my hair down. My curls were never fluffy and light, how I love it, voluminous, you know? And it's because I really wasn't educated on hair oils. A lot of the major brands that have hair oils out on the market, number one, they all use the same type of hair oils. And you know, there's not much variety out there when it comes, if you're really looking and you look at these major brands, there's no real variety. And then on top of that, me educating myself on hair oils, did y'all know that there's over 25,000 different types of hair oils? And not only are there different types of hair oils, there's so many subsections of hair oils. There could be carrier oils, essential oils. There's a scale to know if it's non-comedogenic to comedogenic. Like, there's so much involved when it comes to choosing hair oils. And for me, I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I need to know what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna put out the best product that's out there. So after hours, days, weeks, months of finding the perfect blend of oils that would not only work well with one another, but then also not clog the pores, not weigh down your hair, was super lightweight and absorbed quickly, not only into your hair, but your scalp, I came up with the Sacred Hair Oil. The name, the Sacred Hair Oil, is a little controversial, right? But I wanted to play off of the brand's name, which is Curl Saints, because we're trying to save one scalp at a time out here. And what best to do that with than with the Sacred Hair Oil. When I came up with the master formula for the Sacred Hair Oil, I bottled it up and gave it to 30 family and friends, but I needed to be super intentional on who I picked, because number one, it needed to be people with different genders, different races, different hair types, but I needed to make sure that they truly had hair concerns that my product would attempt to fix or resolve or make it better, right? And then not only that, like, people wear their hair differently in braids, weaves, natural, like there's just, they have colored hair, you know, there's just so many factors, and I wanted a broad pool of people to pick from to make sure that this product was truly amazing and it was truly fixing and solving issues that people had with their hair. And once I came up with the 30 people that I was gonna give it to, you know, I gave them a trial period. It started in April. It's now August. That same group of 30 people have been using the product, love the product. Every time they run out of samples, they're always like, yo, Christian, I need more hair oil. Send me some more hair oil. And I'm like, when is this testing phase gonna finish? Because I need to make sure that I don't go broke trying to give 30 people hair oil all the time. But no, I'm truly grateful that the 30 people that participated in the testing phase loved the product, were able to see benefits from the product, and ultimately, like, I'm happy I'm gonna be launching soon. So let's get into the other drama of this launch, because when I say that there's been so much drama surrounding this launch, it's been crazy. When it came to the bottle, all right, listen, I wanted something that was different. You know, most brands, especially like in drugstores like CVS, Walgreens, Dwayne Reed, all of those places, right? The major brands all have 2 fluid ounces. I wanted something that would be more than 2 fluid ounces, because I wanted people to be able to use the product freely, not feel like they were running out by using it. I just wanted something that was larger than what was available at drugstores. So I ended up going with 100 milliliters. And then not only that, I wanted a different shape. So I didn't want the regular dropper bottles. I wanted a square bottle. I don't know, I always dreamt of having a square bottle. And when finding a vendor that would make a square bottle, and then I landed on the color, which was gold. I wanted a gold bottle. For me, gold was always luxurious, opulent, right? And I thought I found a vendor that would make the perfect bottle for me. So we were testing out different droppers, different caps. Like there's so much that goes into finding the perfect bottle for a product. This was the original bottle that I was going to go with. And listen, I done tested so many of these, and I really thought that this was gonna be the bottle, but unfortunately, the vendor that I was originally working with, they wanted me to order 10,000 units of bottles, and there's no way for someone like me that was starting off, I was gonna order 10,000 units. Where was I even gonna house them? Like, it's crazy. And I didn't know all of this until, like, there's a lot of learning curves in this process, and I didn't really know how much investment I was gonna put into this brand. Like, I ended up spending so much money even before putting out a product, because every time you order one of these, you have to pay for the bottle, you have to pay for the shipping. It's coming from a different country. Every time you want to see one of these, you have to pay for the shipping. Like, there's so much that goes into it. So they told me how to order 10,000 units, and I was just like, there's no way I can order 10,000 units. Just the shipping alone for me to get 10,000 of these would have been $2,000 just on the shipping, not including the product itself. And I just had to abandon that idea of using this bottle and start from scratch. Not to mention, I have a different vendor for the actual packaging of where I want the bottle to go with. And they actually I coordinated for the bottle people to send the bottle to the packaging people. And this was the original packaging that I was gonna have for the bottle. Clearly it had the square bottle, and I also had to scrap that too. But not only that, like, this box alone was $80 just for the sample before I produce in mass quantity. So there's a lot of money that goes into starting a brand that not a lot of people know. And it's not for the faint of heart. I just want to say, like, it's not for the faint of heart. Even I wanted it to have a cutout of the square bottle, and this was just an $80 waste. Like, seriously, it was a waste of $80. So boom, I found another person. Listen, I done spoke to like 17,000 suppliers and vendors, because you never want to go with just the first person. You always want to find other people, see better prices, see better quality. So I ended up speaking to like 17 different vendors and suppliers, and I landed on this one vendor for my bottles that was like, listen, because, you know, the reason why they wanted me to order so much quantity for the gold bottles was that the process to make a bottle gold is, number one, super expensive, and it takes super long. So they needed you to order a certain quantity to make sure that it was beneficial for them. But I ended up going with a different vendor after going back and forth, having them send me another sample. Listen, sending me another sample, testing out their droppers, testing out their caps. This was another expense that I had to make starting from scratch. I ended up going with the vendor that I have now, and they actually were priced perfect. Like, it was within budget. They were able to give me a smaller quantity, especially for someone who's starting out. There's no way I could order thousands and thousands of bottles. The price is right, the quantity was right. And then I was like, this is it. This is the bottle. Here we are. Then I coordinated another transfer from the bottle maker to the packaging maker so that they can make me another sample of the box. Listen, I like having everything visually. I don't like just trusting people. And thank God I did, because when they made the new box, I don't know if you can see here, but there is an error on the box. Thank God I did not order this in large quantity, because they would have messed up the packaging and it would have came out horrible. Like, the font is too big, they messed up on the design, and it's just a hot mess, this one. So this was another $80 mistake. After I had my bottle and my packaging, then it was time to come up with the perfect label. I designed the label. I had to get samples of that label, another expense. And then finally, we came up with this design. So this is the finished box. As you can see, it's magnetic, opens up, oh, instructions of how to use the product. My bottle sits in a cute little cutout. This is the label for the bottle. And then in the back is all of the ingredients and important information about the product. Listen, this has been a labor of love. And let me just say that my stress level and anxiety has been off the roof for the last few months, but I am so happy with finally having a complete product for you guys. Oh, and let me just say that I was really hoping to launch at the beginning of summer, but then there was a problem with the production of the actual boxes. They messed up the original order and they had to redo all of them, and that took several months away from my initial launch. But listen, it's all on God's timing. It's never when you want things to happen. It's when God allows it to happen, and he wants it to happen for you. So listen, even though this whole process has been stressful, I'm really grateful, and I'm just happy that everything is finally together so that I can present it to you guys. And listen, let's talk about price, because a few months ago I put a poll and was like, oh, how much would you guys pay for hair oil? And listen, the price, I'm gonna be honest with you, is not within everyone's budget. I'm gonna be super transparent. It's not within everyone's budget. I do hope that eventually in the future it can be within your price budget. But not only that, you can support me in other ways. Even if you cannot afford the product or think it's too much for a hair product, you can support me by following me on all of the social platforms. It's at Curl Saints on Instagram, on TikTok. I'm starting a YouTube to show you behind the scenes of the brand as well. So follow me in that way, But the price at launch for the Sacred Hair Oil will be $28. Listen, for those who have been supporting me for a while, this channel will not become a Curl Saints channel. I want to keep this separate from my business. So this is going to be strictly for reviews and docu-style videos, which you guys love. And all of the other behind the scenes stuff is going to be on Instagram and TikTok. So I want to keep the two separate, even though, you will be seeing my stuff from time to time because it is my brand and I need to promote it. I want to keep them separate. So I want to be very clear for those of you guys that are like, oh, is this going to become your product channel now? No, absolutely not. They will be two separate entities, and my baby will be making, a little intro from time to time. Listen guys, the launch of my product is going to be on September 8th at 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's going to be $28. I hope that you guys support me, and those who do support me love the product and continue to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend about the product, because that's how we're going to grow out here. I'm so excited. Cannot wait to release. Finally, it's so close. I can taste it. But honestly, truly guys, if you want to support me, go to curlsaints.com, sign up on the email list to be notified when the launch is happening, or, just support by following me on Instagram on curlsaints.com. Support me, please. Please support me. All right, guys, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about this venture I'm going on. Tell me what you're excited about. If you are excited about it, if you're not excited about it, tell me why you're not excited about it. But until next time, guys, bye.